is not a joke. Holy smokes. According to Eric Trump, SWIFT is essentially done. In addition to $10 trillion, 0 cents entering the cryptocurrency market, real President Trump is making some intriguing actions that could cause significant geopolitical unrest. I'll tell you everything. Hi there, lovely individuals. Greetings, moneymakers. There is a lot of green in the cryptocurrency market right now, as you can see on the side. At the moment, XRP is up 2.34% at $2.24. Bitcoin has risen above $97,000, 0 cents. Take a look at how exquisitely Bitcoin emerged from the bullish pennant we were holding there, very nicely. If we look at the 1 hour chart, we can see how it broke out with a lot of excellent momentum. Isn't this a double move? After emerging from the bullish pennant, it proceeded to the resistance level at this same moment. As you can see, it was first rejected. If we set a somewhat shorter level, appears to have increased from yesterday by roughly 1% to 98.3%. In fact, it's a higher than anticipated unemployment rate and not a massive miss, but when combined with a GDP that is lower than anticipated, it strengthens the indication that the US economy isn't overheating. In fact, it might be cooling more quickly than anticipated. We will thus be keeping an eye on tomorrow's non-farm payroll. The Fed may have to make a decision based on the GDP, the job report, the PCE, the CPI, the PPI, and all of that material. The markets are taking a rather bullish view of it, but perhaps we'll be in for a surprise this time, and things are starting to appear up here. Thus, it will be intriguing to observe what XRP does. Is it possible for XRP to break out of the trend and ultimately pass the 1348 EMA on the daily chart? The decreasing tendencies are visible. Does it also break out of that? For XRP, that might be a double whammy. I will thus be examining that. We now have Eric Trump discussing the lifting of cryptocurrency's token 2049, claims that using a quick-to-move money abroad is difficult, expensive, and slow. Crypto eliminates the need for banks, correct. We are aware of this. I have personally witnessed it. I agree with Eric Trump that SWIFT will experience a rapid and severe fall if the new ISO does improve the company. Therefore, Ripple can replace it if cryptocurrency or perhaps XRP can. That will be crucial for Ripple in my opinion. However, I'm not sure if they'll collaborate with SWIFT. According to the CEO, that is not an option. However, things do alter and evolve, so we'll see how. Help Frey, everything. Turns out, major news. 2 enormous financial institutions announced today that they are getting into the cryptocurrency business. Accordingly, Morgan Stanley, a $1.3 trillion asset manager, will allow cryptocurrency trading for its E-Trade customers. Consequently, one of the largest brokers in the US is E-Trade, now providing their clientele with cryptocurrency offerings. And yeah, exactly. And this is what we are witnessing. Traditional cryptocurrency exchanges that aspire to function like banks are on the one hand. Additionally, there are banks and other financial organizations that wish to function as cryptocurrency brokers. And we're going to have a happy marriage someplace in the middle, and it's going to be a massive dogfight. Charles Schwab, a $7.13 trillion asset manager, will also introduce spot crypto trading in the next 12 months. As a result, Fidelity was well ahead of its time. Schwab, however, will now follow suit. You have Schwab then. Just today, Morgan Stanley brought a $10 trillion, 0 cents into the cryptocurrency market. The enormous BlackRock has arrived. Fidelity has arrived. This is Morgan Stanley. Schwab is present. Correct. All of them are going into the crypto space. People are now thinking, oh, maybe I should still sit on the sideline after seeing this. I'm not sure. Correct. Listen, this isn't financial advice, of course. Always conduct your own research before making an investment. Never will I advise you to purchase the seller to hold. However, it signifies something to me if all these big dogs are joining the market. It might not mean anything to you, and that's okay. No, it might not mean anything to the next guy, and that's okay. You do you, and I'll do me. Ultimately, your money is at stake. How much risk you can take is unknown to me. Perhaps we weren't the same, but I know what I can handle. You might be able to take more chances than I do. Correct. I have 3 children. I'm paid, I have a mortgage. This is mine. That's what I have. I can't lose my mind. However, at the ages of 17, 18, and 25, you may engage in mischievous behavior and begin anew. It's completely different. Therefore, once more, I will never advise you to purchase the seller's hold. Yet, this is really significant news for the cryptocurrency market. Justin Treasury Secretary Besant is negotiating new trade agreements with more than 200 nations, according to President Trump. There are only 195 countries in the world, according to someone. The world is made up of just 193 nations. Trump had a minor technical issue. Perhaps he's also with Djibouti and Narnia, you know, the booty, it's a real country. Anyway, Djibouti is a legitimate nation. However, he also claimed that Lutnick, the commerce secretary, had no life because he is constantly negotiating trade agreements. Listen, it appears that they are making every effort to do this. They are attempting to induce some degree of market relaxation. The markets have returned. You know, the markets are afraid. This fear gauge is visible. If we go and look here, neutral 46 is where we are currently. It was a 3 only a few weeks ago. The intense fear, is that correct? You recall that we were down here at 3 o'clock. Thus, we have returned to neutral. According to someone I greatly admire, I just read this, even though folks are feeling much better on the markets. He also made a wise statement. If you're looking at assets that you want to trade because you want to increase your leverage and you're feeling a little better, he said, he briefly discussed choices, but he also discussed whether you should increase your leverage if you're still afraid. If you're still afraid, this would be a good time to go long, but not use leverage. He was discussing call options as opposed to purchasing common shares. Perhaps there is too much leverage in the markets, and it could be the same here. Again, it's entirely up to you whether or not you want to utilize leverage, but it's dangerous. However, if President Trump says something like, any country that buys oil from Iran cannot do business with the United States, as he did today, it might lead to geopolitical unrest and World War III, I'm not sure. Correct. Things can change. Therefore, to me, having extra leverage in a situation like this means that, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I have good sense, but I'm still being careful and won't be throwing all of my resources and leverage into the fray. Despite the fact that we are in a favorable position and the markets have rebounded, I always day trade. I trade all the time. That is a very different situation. I'm taking advantage, but I'm not using all of my resources this time, since I believe that possibilities may still arise. And I also want to maintain a small amount of dry powder, which is okay. I am heavily involved, are I correct? People occasionally make fun of me, but I was talking to a friend when he suggested that we go out, have some fun, or buy something nice. Why? I asked. I am able to invest it. Come on, Avi, what are you going to do with all these investments? He said, I am therefore quite invested. Additionally, I was buying, so I wasn't here if I felt the need to. I'm not now though, because I deployed hefty levels down here. On the cryptocurrency and stock markets, I'm now just taking it easy and waiting to see what happens. I feel like I deployed enough back here, but there might be another chance and it might go on. That's just my opinion there. This is exactly how I feel, not financial advice. Find more, because eventually you do get clumped into your once in a Wednesday. You need to be able to take your head out of your bed. That once you work, it's up to you in that moment to keep that in mind. Additionally, keep in mind that I will never message you on social media to ask you to send me money or join up for anything. They are con artists out there. Please exercise extreme caution. Remember to hit the like button. I appreciate you watching. Next time, I hope to see you. Let's make a lot of money, as I usually say.